everybody at YouTube, it's me, Ask Miss Cris. I'm sitting here totally procrastinating. I should be doing homework. Semester started last week. I have 3 courses. I'm considered a full-time student now. I was in my bachelor's as well, but last semester, my first semester of master's, I actually was just considered, like, I want to say 3/4 times student. Got a tangle. Unfortunately, but I'm having some difficulty getting into the school year. And not for anything negative. I mean, you know, stuff happens, right? Well, for me, my problem is crocheting. Seriously, crocheting has kept me from getting into the spirit of school, which is kind of odd. I've really gotten back in the swing of crocheting, and it's pretty exciting while I fiddle with my handiwork here. Let me just, so maybe you could see me fiddle a little better. I actually started crocheting when I was about 4 years old. The type of family that I grew up in, learned to cook early, a lot of different sewing crafts and skills like that. Which I do think is important. I think everybody should have some skill. This is a granny square. Everybody should have craft stuff. Well, I started crocheting and embroidering and all this when I was very young. And it's very, I don't know, it's very relaxing. But I went to college in '94 and I continued. I tried to keep crocheting, but you know, parties, school, stuff like that gets in the way. By the time I got married and moved here, I don't know, just, you know, life kind of got in the way of doing all the crafty stuff that I was used to doing and having fun doing. So I have been pretty much on a hiatus from any sort of, you know, other than sewing. I sewed all my curtains, you know, sewing machine sewing, hand sewing some stuff, some painting, but not crochet. I don't know why I got away from it anyway. But about a month or so ago, we went to visit my mom, and we all went shopping at Walmart, and my daughter saw some yarn that she really liked. In fact, it is this color. She saw some yarn that she really liked, and she wanted to try crocheting. I was like, well, sure, I can show you. Well, we got back, and of course, after about 20 minutes of trying, she gave up. She was just frustrated. It's hard for, I mean, she's 8. I don't, but she just didn't want to do it anymore. So I was like, okay, fine. So I just stuck it all in the bag. I was going to bring it home and, you know, try again later kind of thing. So, it's coming home. Now, you all know I have anxiety disorder. I've never been shy about that. In fact, if anybody has questions about it, or they want to discuss it, or they think that they may have, I'm more than open to any kind of question like that. I think, you know, a lot of that is the connotation of a mental disorder or panic disorder. So the only way to break connotations and stereotypes is to educate yourself about them, learn about them, and move on. Anyway, back on topic, because I tend to get off topic, and we all know this. I was coming home, we were coming home, and it's a good 2.5, 3-hour drive. It kind of sucks, and I don't like cars very much, not driving in cars. It kind of agitates my nerves a bit. So we're driving back, and I could feel a panic attack coming on, and my chest started hurting, and it was not exciting at all. So, trying to counterbalance that, because I'm like, I know the more I think about it, the worse it's going to be. I pick up the bag of yarn, and I start crocheting a granny square. Now, I will say I was surprised I even remembered how to do it, but I guess it's like riding a bike. Once you learn, you know, you fall off, you still remember how to do it. Something like that. So I just did a granny square, and then I ended up with another granny square and another granny square. Ended up getting better. The first one was a little rough looking, I will admit. It wasn't like it was perfect, you know, bike riding, because it wasn't. Ended up getting 3, 4 done by the time we got home, and it was like, wow, I can't believe I miss crocheting a lot. So I already had some granny squares, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and turn this into an Afghan for my daughter. I mean, my son is not really going to want a rainbow colored Afghan, right? So I thought, you know, I'll go ahead and turn this into an Afghan for my daughter, and that's what I'm doing. Let me tie this off, and I will show you what I have so far. I dropped the needle. Go figure. I'm a clumsy person. So I thought, you know, I can do a YouTube video and crochet all at the same time whilst I talk. So that's what I'm doing today too. Trying to keep you all updated. So I do have to wash it. My dog has, I got little hairs on it. This is it so far. It's little 4-rowed granny squares. Let's see if we get close. Little these, so little granny squares. I guess they're probably about 4 or 5 inches. So all the way around, and I'm making just a basic box type pattern. So this is what I have so far. It's very warm. It makes working on it in the middle of August kind of difficult. I've probably been working on it about maybe a month now. Obviously not wholehearted full-time working on it because I do work. I now have school. I have some other obligations and social time and things like that that I do. I also game, so for 3 weeks this isn't half bad. But it's going to go to my daughter. And then I already got my next Afghan planned, which is going to be a totally different pattern, but it's going to be for my son, and it'll be in camouflage, so that'll be next. So we shall see. Doesn't everybody need an Afghan? I think so. Now you get to watch me fold this big behemoth of an Afghan. I've also joined a couple crochet communities, so if anybody out there does crochet and is interested, then just maybe let me know what communities you're part of. I've been looking at Crochet Today and Red Heart. Red Heart is a brand of yarn that I tend to use most. Ooh, I muted myself, her sound. But yeah, I've been having a really good time with that. So I got on Facebook. Weird experience. I've never been on Facebook. I never want to get on social networks at all. So meet a lady at work. She is an accountant, but she's also an artist. So it was really interesting to meet her. And we got to talking. So we're like, oh, hey. She's like, well, if you get on my Facebook, you could check out some of my cakes, my cake decorating. And I'm like, oh, I don't have a Facebook. She's like, well, if you get a Facebook, then you can post some of your art too, and I can look at your stuff. And I was like, social networking. I'm like, well, you know, it's not going to hurt anything just to sign up really quick and be done with it. Look at her pictures and move on. I got a really weird hair day today. Got this funky curl. Anywho, so I go and I sign up for Facebook, and literally, you know, ask for your name, put my name in, ask for my email, put it in, and ask for whatever I wanted my password to be. I'm like, put that in, and I hit OK. And then it's like, establish some friends. We suggest these people. And now I remember Facebook, or not Facebook, MySpace had a big thing where they always put like the picture, or they want you to be friends or automatically friend you to the owner. I thought that's what these two people were until I read their names. And when I read their names, they were 2 people that I gamed with. I was just like, how the hell does it know that I game with these people? So I go ahead and I click add because it makes sense. So I go and I add. Then the next thing it was like, fill out some personal information. You can change your settings later. So I wasn't going to put in where I work, but in education, so I thought, well, I'll just put the school names. So and then my high school, so I put that in. And be darned if, like, now it like suggests all these people, and some of them I'm like, I guess that's about it. I've rambled on for quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So have a great day. Happy crocheting, or whatever. Enjoy your day. Bye.